Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. So today marks International Mother Language Day, and there has been an emphasis on the need for mother tongue-based education in South Africa. The day is observed annually on February the 21st to promote linguistic and cultural diversity and multilingualism as proclaimed by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization back in 1999. So the day highlights that over 40% of the world's languages are endangered. Here at home, less than a quarter of learners receive instruction in their home language beyond grade 3 in the country, with many facing challenges when switching too early to English or Afrikaans. Now, research also shows that learning in one's home language significantly improves understanding and academic performance. So to help us understand the importance of mother language in education and how far we have come and how far we are in reaching acceptable levels of use, we are joined by Julius Dantile, who's the Executive Head of Languages at the Pan-South African Language Board, who's in studio with us. And via our video link, we've got Phelo Muyanga, who is Learning Process Facilitator at the Citizen Leader Lab. Thank you so much both for your time. And Mr. Dantile, thank you so much for popping in this hour on the late edition. So this is a very important day, right? Especially when we look at mother tongue languages and how far we've come as a nation, particularly when it comes to nurturing mother tongue and making sure that we have people that are able to read and write in their mother tongue languages. Let's first of all get your reflections on this day and what it means for our languages.
Good morning to you. Actually,
it's evening, yeah.
Evening.
Yeah.
and to your viewers. Mother tongue is very important in the sense that in South Africa we have about 93% of learners in school that are not learning in their mother tongue. And that is a problem. It is important also to commemorate this day. It's like you are commemorating the June 16, which is, this one is international. The June 16 was national. It happened in Bangladesh on this day, where young people took up to the streets demanding to get education in their own mother tongues. And the response was not a good response. That's why you have this commemoration today. It is important for South Africa to really recognize that mother tongue is a foundation. And we live in a digital world where now, with the technology, we can easily have classes that are pushing mother tongue in terms of all subjects that we are teaching in schools. Yeah,
and I like that you say mother tongue is a foundation. Just how strong is that foundation?
It's not strong in South Africa because before last year, let's start by recognizing that the Department of Education has then is implementing mother tongue-based bilingual education, which then is starting to say, as from grade 4 onwards, students must not change their language, their mother tongue. They must continue with it. We have done the experiment in the Eastern Cape for the past, since 2012, where we were dealing with this particular issue of implementing mother tongue. And then in 2025, last year, we then roll out the program. But it's not yet funded adequately by government in order for it to have the effect. And it is going to take a little bit of time. We'll have to take the cohort that we have now of learners that are in grade 5, we take them up to matric so that they can be able now to write their matric in their own mother tongue. And people must understand that we are not saying that we should do away with English. No, they will learn in their mother tongue with English or Afrikaans as a subject, so that they can be multilingual. And that's what we are pushing for in this country.
Yeah, and Ms. Muyanga, let's bring you in to the conversation. You know, the numbers are staggering and they're concerning somewhat, because currently less than a quarter of learners receive instruction in their home language and beyond grade 3 in the country, which, you know, with many facing challenges when it comes to switching too early to English or Afrikaans. Just talk to us about what this signals. Are we striking the right chords when it comes to making sure that we drive this message across, especially when it comes to laying the foundations on mother tongue?
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today. I think some work is being done, but looking at the stats, I think more work still needs to be done, because if learners learn in their own language, they gain more understanding of what they're being taught, because we're not just teaching our children just to for the sake of teaching them. We're teaching them to understand, and also being taught in their own language gives them the dignity of knowing that their language is being valued, and they feel that their identity is being respected as well. And they participate with confidence as well if they're being taught in their own language. So I feel that more work still needs to be done. And days like this remind us of how much we still need to go.
Yeah, and also this then automatically moves the conversations to what are we doing, because this will take all hands on deck to ensure that we achieve all of these goals that we talk about, in the future, especially when we look at research and what it points to at this moment, that learning in one's home language also significantly improves understanding and academic performance. Then this automatically takes it back to our households, because I know there are some homes where, when a child cannot speak their mother tongue, for instance, you'd hear that, a child must only be able to speak English. My child only speaks English. My child can only articulate themselves in English. And they take pride in that, which is where the problem sometimes also lies with the parents themselves and in the household. Just where do we start, especially when it comes to having these conversations in the household?
I think this is a conversation that needs to be had with everyone involved in children's lives. It's not just the children that can do it themselves, it's the adults in the children's lives. It's the leaders in their lives, which means that the people that lead schools, the leaders in schools, but it's also the parents at home. For example, I have a godson. His mom makes sure that he's doing grade 4, weekends are for isiZulu or isiXhosa. And then during the week, we speak English. So there has to be an effort as well to preserve our language from the parent side. So it's a joint effort. The teachers at school can't do it on their own. The parents at home can't do it on their own. If we want to see a difference when it comes to this particular issue, we have to work well together, because we don't want to see our languages disappearing, just like the research is showing us. So it's a joint effort from both sides. It has to, we all have to work together to make it happen.
Yeah, and Mr. Dantila, this also speaks to what needs to be done. I'm sure this also needs some sort of a multi-sectoral approach in a way. I mean, I've seen you, in over several panels over the years trying to drive the message across to say that it's important that we recognize our mother tongue languages, but also just use them as mediums of instructions as well. Just how can school leadership as well be brought in to ensure that we have schools that, first of all, have the right resources, especially when we look at broadening this conversation to the greater rural areas, to have children in Ekobo, to have children in the greater other rurals have access to material in their mother tongue language, but to also have them be able to express themselves in every other language, but most importantly, their mother tongue?
I think as a country we need to deal with the consequences of sometimes of what we are doing.
Yeah.
I'm saying as a country, because it's not just only parents that are doing this. They're doing it because they've got a better interest for their own kids. There's no parent in this world that doesn't want his or her own kid not to do better than him or herself. That is the fundamental thing that we have to agree on. But what does that, the issue that you are raising, where a learner is learning in English at school and then leaves the home language at the gate of the school,